Welcome along to our essential oil series and another herb that heals. And I'm actually going to talk to you now about probably one of the most strongest essential oils that I've worked with so far. And it's definitely one that you need to dilute. So I'm going to start the video now by saying that, okay? Dilute, 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 dilute with this one. It is quite hot, so if you get it on your skin, so it's probably good that I begin with this, because I don't think I've actually told you how to help if you get something on your skin that you feel an irritation with. So if you get, I'm talking about oregano now, so if you get oregano on your skin, it will feel quite intense, okay? There's only one situation that I have heard of it being used neat, which is undiluted on the skin, topically on the skin. Otherwise, you must dilute it. Now, if you get it on your skin, or you get any sort of essential oil into your eye or anywhere where you feel skin irritation, essential oils work really well in terms of lipid, right? Not water. They do not combine with water. And think about a kitchen fire. Oil and water don't mix, right? So what you want to do is, if you get an essential oil onto your skin that you need to get off, then you use a carrier oil. Now you use any oil, okay? You can use olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, whatever you've got in the kitchen. You can use butter, you can use avocado, you can use milk, you can use anything you need to get hold of that has a fat, which is a lipid, has a fat in it that will help to dissipate that essential oil, okay? So for me, for example, I got peppermint in my eye the other day by mistake. Rookie error, but I still did it anyway. And the reason why I did it was because I was making myself a seasonal blend and touched the top of the peppermint bottle before I screwed the lid on, and didn't think about it and just went like this. And you could feel not the burn, but the irritation begin, and I thought, oh, here we go. But I just got my bottle of carrier oil and flushed my eye. So it's no different to having a milk flush, but just remember that, okay? So oregano, probably one of the strongest oils you'll work with, and it's hot. Toothpick in cooking, definitely less is more. 1 drop of oregano into a spaghetti bolognese, for example, where you're using mince. If you have a kilo of mince, you'll probably use a drop of oregano oil. So it's really, really strong. And remember, again, like I say in all the videos, they're extremely potent. They're stronger than the source that they come from, and that's because so much of that source is utilized to create the essential oil that you work with. And when it's therapeutic grade, or safe for food or flavoring usage, it really is all that you're getting, just the essential oil from your plant. Oregano is steam distilled from the leaves, like so many others. And of course, here's my beautiful presentation for you. Now, what you'll notice is oreganum. So oreganum, this is the botanical name, Oreganum vulgare. So oreganum was also marjoram, the marjoram that I was teaching you about. Now, there's different couple of types of marjoram too. I probably should have said that. But anyway, I was just working with that one with you guys. So this one is the Oreganum vulgare. Now, this is oregano or oregano, oil of oregano. I've heard people saying that. And I've watched a talk, and I've seen many talks now from people who are into biohacking and all of that sort of stuff. And oil of oregano or oregano is featured quite heavily. And the reason it's featured quite heavily, like all my other videos, here's our chemical constituent, right? This one has thyme oil in it, thymol. I want you to remember thymol, because when we actually talk about thyme as the essential oil, it has the same chemical constituent. And if you remember, these guys, these chemical terms, are the markers. They're the signatures for the essential oil. So a chemist knows then that that's what they're working with, right? Now, down here are all the physical properties. I've got a love heart underneath that because this says immunostimulant. Now, how many of us need to look after our immune system, right? Everybody does. And we want to look after it, especially when we're going into cooler months. So oregano is something that you can put together in a seasonal roller that you can then put onto the base of your feet. So for me, when I go from well, actually it's during autumn, so sort of going through autumn, which is where we are now, into winter, I will use a seasonal blend, and that seasonal blend I put on the soles of my feet every night before I go to bed and put my socks on after I've put the roller on. So in the roller is a drop of oregano because I want to boost my immune system. I love being healthy. Oregano is also antibacterial, it's antifungal, it's antiparasitic, it's antiviral, and it's immunostimulant. It works awesome for worms. Yep, I said it. But dilute it. Remember, okay, if you are utilizing this for yourself in terms of worms. So when I used to have a shop front, I had a few people that were going to South America and they wanted oregano. So they come in and bought a bottle. Now, it's up to you how you choose to utilize your essential oils, but I would prefer if you would use them in a way that supports your body inside and out. So if you utilize oregano on its own, you can often take it in a veggie capsule in terms of boosting things or to help you with this particular instance. But you want to add coconut oil into it. You want to look after your insides, right? And talk to me about that. So a lot of people have issues around oregano. Best to put it on the soles of your feet or to use it topically on the body. Sometimes you may need to use it for different things, and that's a different conversation in itself. This is general. This is for normal everyday usage, right? It's fantastic for the bacterial stuff. Think of oregano as nature's antibiotic in your medicine cabinet, in your natural medicine cabinet at home, okay? So I've got a big box of essential oils and I just add to it all the time. And as I run out of them, I replace them. My 15ml bottle of oregano, I had for 3 years when I first got it. And I think I've replaced it twice now because we've been through, we both use it in the house. And we've had a few issues, like a few colds and flus, that sort of stuff, and just needed to boost our immune system. So I also love to cook with it. I love to use it in cooking. And I also put it in my puppy food because I make our dogs, well, they're my kids, so I make our dogs their meals. And into their meal goes a drop of oregano because it's antiparasitic, right? So it's great for bacterial stuff. Just think about that for a bit. If you want to discuss that more, reach out. It boosts tea tree in the dance with nail fungus. I wrote this before and I thought that was a really cool way to put it. So if you've ever been anywhere and gotten fungus under your nail, your toenails especially, I've seen some nasty stuff. And you can put tea tree onto that. But a fungus is something that once it gets into your bloodstream and stuff like that, different things happen, right? Let's not explore that too far. But oregano, so say you've got a foot fungus, nail fungus, athlete's foot is another one. So you can mix yourself up a blend. Now I wouldn't use a roller if you are treating a fungus or if you're working with a fungus because you don't want to spread it. And same with warts because oregano is great for warts. So what you want to do in those sort of instances is you're making it up maybe as a salve or, in a little dish and it's a single dip. Don't double dip when you're treating a fungus or a bacteria and stuff because warts are just a bacterial or a viral thing actually anyway. So say you've got a fungus in your big toenail, it's going black, it's yuck, it's just really funky. You can put a drop of tea tree and you can also put a drop of oregano straight onto your nail and just leave it. Let it soak in. Put your sock on if you want to. Put your shoe on. Put your thong on. Do whatever you want. Now, in terms of warts, I've seen oregano work extremely well for warts. And the way that you use that, don't double dip, okay? So don't go making yourself a roller. You put it directly on to the wart. So I have had personal experience with wart killers before that you go and get from the chemist and stuff like that. And I let some get on the skin around a plantar wart that I had. This was years ago. And I still have the scar in my skin from where it actually ate away at the skin. It got rid of the wart, but it also ate the flesh, right? With your oregano, you want to put it directly onto the wart. So a few people, the way that they've done that is use a cotton tip and put some oregano into a dish, straight oregano into a dish, put the cotton tip into it and just gently apply it to the wart. You could do it with a toothpick as well if you wanted to, but you just want to apply it to the wart. Do that a few times and it'll get rid of it. Awesome for other bacterial infections on your skin as well. Like you think about your tonite, I can't remember what it's called, athlete's foot anyway. Also really, really good for fungal overgrowth within the system. And tea tree is good for that too. So tea tree and oregano share those particular things in that they're antifungal. Most of our essential oils, when they're plant-based and they are not adulterated or played with, are antibacterial. Majority of them are antiviral. A lot of them will boost your immune system, and a lot of them are antifungal. So they're a really, really cool tool to have in your kit, right? So it's really, really good for fungal overgrowth inside the body as well. So there's protocols that you can follow around something called Candida, and it may or may not include oregano. It may also include tea tree, those sort of things, but you can do a heap of research on that. But oregano is great for that sort of stuff too. Cooking, love it, very potent. Remember the toothpick thing, right? So I typed that up with the marjoram when I posted that video up. Again, it is an ancient, oregano is an ancient Mediterranean herb, right? So think of it growing wild, and you pick it and you cook with it. I just love it. I can smell it without even having it. I can smell all of the Italian mixed herbs. I love them. So it's one that's used a lot of Mediterranean style dishes. And again, less is more. So when I say the toothpick method, what I mean by that is put a toothpick into your oregano oil, and when your dish is ready or getting close to being finished, just run your toothpick through your dish and then smell or taste. And then if you need more, add a little bit more. But don't stand there and pour heaps of oregano in, right? Less is more. Remember, very potent. On the metaphysical side, I've always had fun with oregano. I work with people hands-on, and the work that I was doing is in the beauty industry or relaxation therapies, but you have beauty services as well. And people would laugh when I would say this, but to help an overactive throat chakra, you would use oregano, and the way that you would use oregano to help an overactive throat chakra. This is metaphysics that I'm talking now, so beyond the physical. Now we're looking at the emotional or the non-physical stuff, right? So to help an overactive throat chakra, all I used to do was put some oregano, just one drop in the diffuser, along with some orange and some peppermint. So you couldn't really smell the oregano. There were other smells in the diffuser. Or I might have put it in there with a blend that had basil, cypress, marjoram in it, that sort of thing. Beautiful scent. A diffuser is a way for you to utilize essential oils aromatically in an environment, so like in my office. And what that would do is stop the gossiping. Because if someone that has an overactive throat chakra may be someone who talks over the top of you. They might be bossy, they could gossip, they love gossip. They might speak extremely aggressively, and they're just a bit out of balance with their throat chakra. If this doesn't make any sense to you, then that's okay. You don't need to know about it. Maybe you're ready to learn. But if it needs to be calmed down, right? If you need to calm down the throat chakra, which can be fantastic sometimes for some family get-togethers. Once you learn about essential oils and how to mix them together in your diffuser to create an atmospheric environment, it's so cool, the stuff that you can do to help yourself and to help people that are in the same space. But anyway, oregano will just help calm that down. So that's how I would suggest that you use it, unless of course you want to boost your own immune system and you've got it in a roller blend that you're applying to yourself every day. Could be fantastic at the moment. You know, you could use it with clove, oregano, you could have some tea tree in the mix there too, a few other eucalyptus, especially at the moment with what is happening. You could put that together with a little aloe vera gel and witch hazel or something like that, and mix it and use it on your hands and just on the base of your feet and stuff. Now, emotionally, again, ancient Roman, Greek vibe, so it's really good for flexibility. Oregano is an oil that supports you with being humble, helps you to experience the feeling of humility and non-attachment. So it's actually really, really cool. If you want to embrace the minimalist lifestyle, or you're looking into any of that sort of stuff, Oregano may be an essential oil that will support you on your journey metaphysically, as well as helping your physical body. Now, before I end, I'm just going to jump back to the physical for a minute. I know I talked about using it neat, which is undiluted, for warts. But there is another instance where I know that it will help the body, and that is rheumatoid arthritic type stuff, right? Rheumatism. So think about the really painful joints, and what you can do is you can get your oregano neat and actually massage it into the joint that is got that immense pain. And the warm sensation that comes from the oil combined with the actual benefits of the oil will help the joint to settle down. It will help to allow circulation and flow. So if you had a drop of oregano and a drop of lemongrass, for example, and that was a daily massage that you utilized on your joints, especially if you're experiencing that sort of stuff, I think you would really benefit. So the oregano, doing it that way, would service the rest of your body, okay? Once it gets into your system, it's servicing your cells. Use a little bit every day on a consistent basis. If oregano is an oil that you want to utilize and you want to start using it internally, then there is a different protocol around that. And cooking with it, that's fine, okay? Using it like another herb, less is more. You're just going to use it to flavor your food. But if you want to use it internally to support other things in your body, oregano, again, is a hot oil, and it is one that you actually need to learn a little bit more about before you start just taking it. I have seen things on Pinterest. I've seen things in other books. I've seen things in other places that have said, you've got a sore throat, just put a couple of drops of oregano in some water and gargle it. I can't imagine the pain that, you're already in pain, but wow, that's just not so great. So perhaps be very aware with oregano. And this is one that, I just would love it if you could learn about it, get it and use it, but just treat this one with respect. And remember that it's probably one of the most powerful oils that you can have in your toolbox in terms of the heat that it can bring in. There's other essential oils that will just blow your mind in terms of what they can do for your cellular restructuring and things like that. But this is definitely one that you want to learn about. Always teach about it in classes, that it is the hot oil. So always dilute, and less is more. But I hope that you're enjoying this series so far. Thank you very much to Joe, who inspired me to start doing these little videos. And I'll see you in the next one.